I've spoken about stewardship in a lot of places and at a lot of times, but the very first time I ever spoke about stewardship was probably about 35 years ago in this very space when I was asked to do the stewardship talk. And quite frankly, I didn't know a whole lot about stewardship at that time. But to talk about stewardship in this particular church is something very personal to me because in a sense, I am who I am because of all that I encountered as a child and as a young person growing up in this church. And when I say church, I don't mean the building so much as I mean that the people of the church and what I encountered and what they gave me. And to kind of make sense of that, here's a reading from the book of Deuteronomy. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your might. Keep these words that I am commanding you today in your heart. Recite them to your children and talk about them when you are at home and when you are away, when you lie down and when you rise. Bind them as a sign on your hand. Fix them as an emblem on your forehead and write them on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. Recite these words to your children. Talk about them. Share them. Live your faith in a way that it shows and that it's visible. Those are the things that I kind of encountered and I take to heart and learned from people in this church. People who love God in a way that it showed. People who lived their life and talked about God and shared and gave so much. I'm thinking about somebody by the name of Ed Rail who first taught me what the word tithe meant. And that he actually tried to do it, and so I wanted to try to do it too. Thinking of Keith Green, who opened my eyes to what it means to go on a mission trip and to serve the least and the lost in our communities and in the world. I'm thinking of a woman named Jill Monroe who taught me that Christians could have a sense of humor and even laugh and tell dirty jokes. I'm thinking of Ed Campbell, who gave me the gift of grace. Beth Howell, who gave me the gift of going to Curcio. I'm also thinking of someone by the name of Linda Cast, who is the epitome of generosity, who's given some 40 years of her life to this church and filled this room with the beauty of music. These people, and I could keep going on, are people who are a great cloud of witnesses who loved God in a way that it showed, and I am grateful for that. And when I think of this cloud of witnesses, not only am I grateful, but I now want to do my part. And I want to urge you to do the same. Stewardship is about money, but it's so much more. It's about a matter of the heart. It really is about loving God in a way that it shows, that we talk about it, and in the way that we give and share and what we devote our lives to. So now it's your turn, it's my turn to do our part, to love God in a way that it shows. So I hope you'll join me so that those who come after us can look back and say that we're a part of that great cloud of witnesses too.